Hello, YouTube channel. Give me a few minutes to woosah. Y'all thought that was real meditation, didn't you? Hello. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to get on. I don't think anybody's going to get on this time of the day, but this live is actually done early in the afternoon. I'm going to leave it on private for a little while, then go through and do some edits. And it's a lot I want to get into, but when I get into it, I'm going to be using, hold on one second. I'm going to be using my television. You can see the thumbnail. I want to give credit. You'll see the link in the description to Byron Blake, his YouTube channel. So don't mind me, guys. My eyes are burning. I wonder if I can do it with these glasses on. Yeah. So don't mind me, guys. For a minute, I'll keep these glasses on until I get ready to talk. And then we'll go on into the video. I'm not going to take time up of, I want you to hear. I guess I better keep my phone with me so that it's something I want to let you hear close up. I don't think I really need it, but I'm kind of nervous. Can I pray? Let me pray. Father, let me just do this live the way it needs to be done, because this is graceful exposure. And I want to expose all of the confusion and the back and forth and get down to the roots of why this confusion is going on in the hip-hop industry and in Atlanta. God is not the author of confusion. So I pray that this video would dispel all confusion and bring to surface what's really going on. In Jesus' name, amen. In Yahweh's name. Yeshua, Yahweh, whatever way y'all say it. But anyway, how's everybody? When you get to this video, if you're already a subscriber, I want you to get in here and like the video. And if you're not a subscriber, I want you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. At the end of the video, I'm going to remind you again to subscribe or like the video. At that point, you won't have a choice anymore. You can either just leave it like it is and don't subscribe or like it, or just look at it as a reminder from me in case you kind of got something out of the video. But I did list a YouTube short. I'm going to connect it with this this live, so you'll see that I picked up who was leaking those calls from the Fulton County Jail. Like I said, I think the calls were combined effort and a payment that was received by myself, Mr. Ceddy Nash, that's what I believe, and Fulton County, with allegedly, all of this is alleged, everything in this video is alleged, some of it is true, some of it may be just skepticism or assumptions, but I just believe that the Fulton County DA had a little salty ending to their RICO trial, and they still aren't done with it. And I believe that, of course, how else would they get this information? There's a lot of people that could have been salty after that Young Thug trial. Judge G could have been salty. DA Love could have been salty. I hope they don't come after me. You know, I suffered the other day a massive attack all day long, like 2 or 3 back to back. And one day when I was going to do a live and talk about Joe Budden and his review being one of the major podcasts that do reviews of music. And I have a lot of clips. My tablet broke. Can't work on it that way. But I try to do my regular videos on my tablet, and it's broken this week. But I got a lot of clips with a lot of the culture vultures included, maybe 1 or 2 culture vultures. What do I call it? Culture vulture. Somebody that is outside of our culture or our race or our ethnicity that looks in and tries to describe us. I hate it. And it doesn't mean just white people. Means people from Africa, Black Africans, people from the diaspora that get these YouTube channels and they feed off of examining us. They feed off of examining us. And sometimes they miss. And if I catch them missing, I've got something to say about it. Because I feel like if you're going to examine us, do it with integrity because you're on the outside looking in. And especially, even in our Black American culture, we have people on the outside looking in and they've never been in the streets. Like, matter of fact, Ceddy Nash has never even been to jail. So all of the information, he says he calls himself a hood lawyer. He skips over stuff. You're a hood lawyer. You can't skip over stuff. You know, they always say that lawyers are some of the biggest crooks. I don't believe all of them are. But definitely, if you skip over stuff, provide your own narratives, which I'm going to get into today. And if you add stuff to the paperwork, you say you're a paperwork king and you're going to read everything. And don't add your stuff to the paperwork. Add your commentary after the paperwork. If you're going to add it during the paperwork, then make sure that you say, now I'm adding this myself, because everybody is not paying attention to you read line for line, detail for detail. You got people that may be blind and wearing glasses like me and are listening to you, and you're reading as if you're reading line for line, and then you start putting your commentary in, and you don't dignify that it's you. And I'll let you hear that. I'm using Byron Blake. The link is in the description if you want to catch how I got this information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started. Give me 5 minutes. 5. There's nobody watching right now anyway. Well, you're probably watching later. But anyway, right now, nobody's come on to the live, which I expect because this is work time. People are getting off of work. I'm in Central time zone. So let me do this. Let me adjust some things so that we can get this video going. And you see the title, Ceddy Nash. Why don't I just say this? Will the real person that started all this hoopla please stand up? I have real deal receipts from the information that I've been studying on YouTube to see where it all started. Hopefully we can put this to rest. Hopefully Mr. Ceddy Nash will do a better job because I'm on his tail now. I remember when I had a person, I think it was Successful Ladies Live. You can look through my YouTube channel and search Successful Ladies Live. And when I was on her about downing Black men, I was seriously on her because I love Black men. I love them to death. So don't put no Black man down and don't have no receipts. A lot of them need to be put down, but this woman was making it seem like Black men was the epitome of ishhood. And we have some great Black men out there. Shout out to the Black men. Give yourselves a hand, especially the ones that take care of their children, put time in, put money in, whatever way, if it's quality time versus quantity time or quantity time versus quality time. As long as you're putting in one of those times or both, hopefully both. I have a son-in-law that does really good quality time and quantity time with my granddaughter, but he pushed the wrong button the other day, but that's in the past. And we're in a whole new day. And let's try to put some of these things behind us so we can move forward. We can't move forward until we clear some things up. I understand. And I want you all to understand why some people don't move forward when you want them to move forward, because we're not on your timeline. If I got a problem with somebody, I'm not on your timeline. So you just chill and let me move forward when I can move forward. But until then, let's not be a judge of when a person should move forward, if they've cleared their heart or not on the timeline we suggest that they should do it in. Y'all men or something. This really, this Young Thug thing and this snitching thing really showed us, a side of men. I don't know if you guys get mad at me. So do y'all want me to say a side of Atlanta men? I don't know. No, really, it's a side of people. I'm from a city that I don't believe we're like that. Our men are like that, but I won't even mention the city I'm from because we're not going to say this city's better than another city. But I don't know. I think that our city is top notch. We got some men that are top notch from our city. So let me just go ahead and say, welcome to Graceful Exposure. I'm going to do this video for you. I think I may not have to move to get started, but let me do this. I hope Lil Woody is done crashing out. Y'all keep some money in Little Woody's pocket so he will stay chill. He's got a new baby. So have a little mercy and grace on Lil Woody for me. Please, 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 please. Lil Woody, I don't believe he's the snitch that y'all make him out to be. Yes, the interrogation video looked like that, but Lil Woody to me is a real finesser. And, you know, did he carry out some of those things that he said he was going to carry out? I don't believe he did it. I believe he just did what a lot of people do, and they finesse themselves out of situations. And I just believe the same with Young Thug and with Gunna. There's just situations that are different. And in Young Thug, I believe what he said, out of all that he said, besides the jail calls, out of all that he said at the end of his interrogation video, y'all took that one thing he said is take my number and I'll give you a call. He didn't even have to explain that and say, well, I was just trying to talk to the young lady and that was part of my finesse. I went and gave y'all the benefit of explaining that to you. You took all that he said that was past tense and done in past tense, and it was already brought out as you'll see in these documents and these filings that Ceddy Nash had. It was already brought out way before he talked to the police. So he talked about old stuff that was already talked about, and it was part of the finesse. But y'all took that one thing that he said at the end: call me anytime, take my number. Ain't nobody got to pick up the phone if you give somebody a number. That was really childish of you all to hang on that one line. But we're finding out who was the culprit. That's the word for it. Culprit. Are you the culprit? Was it you? Well, let's get started. Okay. Let me get to this video. Let me get to the part that Ceddy Nash is trying to take back his claims. And remember, this is alleged. Take this time out right now to like the channel. Just if you like my shades, how about that? Just like my channel. It doesn't hurt to come in liking the video so you don't forget to like it at the end. Okay, so here we go.
Man, what? You already know that.
Let me listen to this.
Like, you knew everything that was going on. You just wanted to get a paper trail to show it. And Ceddy's so slow, he think that Jake was giving him some. Jake made a very bad video about you, bro. He basically just told everybody that you have no credibility, but he did it in such a nice way that you on there. Oh, Jake, my boy, we ain't mad. We just got a difference of opinions. No, Jake is telling everybody that you really don't even have an opinion. You just doing something to try to hurt Young Thug. That's why he's asking you right now.
Okay, so this is how it started off. Jake, 1090 Jake. He and Ceddy Nash and DJ Adademiks got on a phone call together. And the first thing he said coming out of the gate was, do you believe that Young Thug is a snitch or not? And Ceddy Nash began to take it back and say, well, you can make a case for this side or you can make a case for this side. We just need to wait for the paperwork. Well, there's no paperwork, he said, because they didn't have a conviction. So what you did was muddy the waters and started something and had people thinking that these allegations were true and correct. And these allegations were put out there. And now you're saying, well, you can make a case for both. But why do you have a platform that people are depending on you to interpret law because you're such a hood lawyer. Some people are believing what you say. You got to have some integrity. The integrity line has been crossed by Ceddy Nash, and he's got to do some soul searching and fix it, because according to this YouTube video that I saw today by this gentleman, who you'll see the description in the box, Mr. Blake, Ceddy Nash set this thing up. In this video that I watched, Ceddy Nash actually said that he was the one that started the Gunna snitch allegations. So nobody would have known that. So go way back to when Gunna's confession in court. See, normally a confession in court like that would not be inducive to the neighborhood, to the community, and it will cause more harm than good, and the courts will not allow that to be released. You have to ask yourself, why did that confession get released? Because that is not conducive to the safety of the community. And it got released. That was the one thing that got released. When it got released, it was meant to get released so it could shake those people up that were still pursuing their innocence. And it was meant to throw his co-defendant, Young Thug, and Gunna were the ones in the vehicle. It was meant to throw his co-defendant under the bus, so it was allowed to be leaked. Now, how on earth did Ceddy Nash, how did he get it? And how come he was the author of making sure that allegation got out? They allowed him. I mean, money talks. Somebody said that everybody has a price. Well, I don't agree with that. Everybody doesn't have a price. It depends on what kind of person you are. Now, if you're a person that believes in your integrity, you shouldn't have a price. If it's something that's going to risk your life or your child's life, that's a different story. But none of these things were connected to risking anything with Ceddy Nash, except the fact that he had something in possession in his hand that he could use to destroy someone else. And when you begin to try to destroy someone else, and you mess around and you're trying to destroy someone that is a chosen person by God, you get in a big wound of confusion, a web of confusion. And this is something that is happening right now to Ceddy Nash. Not only that, one of the things also that could be happening to Ceddy Nash is that it is his time to do his soul searching on how he put himself in the middle of this hip hop situation. He's never been to jail. He's never done any time. He himself has paperwork that has been released showing that he was a quote unquote informant in some things, or victim, or whatever you want to call it. And so this is the pot calling the kettle black. And he, of course, he says that the documents have been altered and they're not true, and or whatever he says, allegedly. I don't know. But it's just funny that you have all this success. You have almost 300,000 subscribers, and you jeopardize your subscribers and do some things that lack integrity with this kind of platform. And if you're on your way up, the easiest way to come down is when your ego gets lifted up and you are a person that doesn't realize that the way you come up, you come down. If you make this grind, this hustle grind in integrity, then you won't see a lot of public things that will be exposed about you. But if you make this public grind not in integrity, you bind your way up there, then there are things that get leaked about you later on that can cause you to come right back down to the bottom. So we have to make sure that we do these things with integrity on these platforms. I want this to be an example to those of you that get these platforms and just spread things just for money. They say it's the root of all evil. It's not evil in itself, because we need money to move into this in this society. We need currency. So money, it's the root of all evil. So I'm gonna go to the middle part. Let's get to the paperwork. Let's get to some things that DJ Adademiks is saying. Okay, let me get to that. DJ Academics. I'm starting to like him a little bit. I think. I stopped liking him a little bit when he got on with that young streamer and said some things, but that's his past. We're not going to bring that up. But anyway.
Theo showing how far out of your way.
Let's see, where is he? There he is.
So was it in here or not? See, when you say we're going to get the paperwork and all this shit and everything like that, all right, cool. But Peter Roscoe, I got the paperwork dropping in 12 minutes. And I want to know, why the hell did you throw Birdman and your stuff under this? Tonight, they said this out of his mouth on his video.
Okay, now see, right here, he's trying to throw it off on 1090 Jakes. He said that Pee Wee Roscoe threw Birdman and Young Thug into the investigation. First of all, the indictment was brought down on the Lil Wayne bus shooting, and Birdman, Young Thug, Pee Wee Roscoe were all discussed in the indictment. So the lawyer for Pee Wee Roscoe used that because the only person they were trying to take down from that indictment was Pee Wee Roscoe. They had Birdman in the indictment, they had Young Thug in the indictment, they had Pee Wee, and they had Lil Wayne. Those four individuals were mentioned in the state's indictment. And when the state made the indictment, they failed to bring those two in because they thought if they got the weakest link, quote unquote, Pee Wee Roscoe, brought the charges against him, then that Pee Wee Roscoe would fold on Birdman and Young Thug and spill the beans or whatever you want to say, saying that they were behind the shooting, that Birdman said he was going to kill him 4 days before. But what the attorney was doing was not that. What the attorney was doing was he was letting them know in a response motion. And no, I'm not claiming to be a hood lawyer, but I know a lot of things about the law. I've been dealing with the law. I dealt with prosecutions. I dealt with hearings. I dealt with filing things. I have dealt with a whole bunch of things in life. I don't know what kind of machine God was making out of me from the streets to where I am today, but I just have all this wealth of knowledge, and I just don't take stuff. I just don't take ish sitting down. So Pee Wee Roscoe's lawyer pointed out this thing called selective prosecution. And what he was saying is the indictment brought all that information from all those individuals being included in the investigation. But when they came down to it, they selectively chose Pee Wee Roscoe to bring the charges, to put the charges on. They didn't get Birdman. They didn't get anybody else. They just chose Pee Wee Roscoe. Now, this is something that happened in 2015. So all this happened in 2015. Pee Wee Roscoe, of course, they had to let him out early, get that case out of the way because it was selective prosecution. One thing about selective prosecution, and I'm not going to go through everything in the filing that Pee Wee Roscoe's attorney did, but with selective prosecution, you have to, the first proof you have to do is you have to, oh God, I have bad handwriting to reread. I hate that. But the prosecution, you have to prove that the prosecution selectively chose that individual and failed to have a preponderance of evidence on that individual and use the evidence that they had, but selectively chose them when all through the indictment they mentioned all four of those individuals. Let me see if they'll say it on here. Hold on.
Snitched on Young Thug.
So what Ceddy Nash was trying to do is flip it and say that Pee Wee Roscoe snitched on Young Thug when this attorney was filing what was true, that they did not put the other people in the case. So he's trying to use that and say, well, Pee Wee Roscoe, he snitched on Young Thug and said him and Birdman need to be included. That is not what happened. Listen.
Now you're already looking like a goofy because you keep referencing Jake. In Jake's video, and Jake's get off Jake's coattail, bro. Jake just slammed you for the whole world to see and told everybody that you be conspiring to create narrative. Like he really.
So that's the thing that's coming out now about Ceddy Nash, that when he does his videos, he conspires to make up scenarios. Isn't that what the DA office is good at? Conspiring to make up scenarios. Isn't that what the police do when they come and arrest us? They conspire to make up scenarios. They'll pull one over here and pull the other one over there. They get two stories and they'll tell the other one they said this and they said that one, and they conspire to mix that stuff up. Then they try to pit one against the other. Isn't that what they do? Isn't what they do? It's not fair, but all is fair in this crazy world that the devil owns. He uses whatever he can, no matter how grimy it is.
Why haven't you gone to
listen to this?
Oh, but y'all, okay. All right, don't worry about it. Motion to dismiss due to selective prosecution comes now. Jim Winfrey, the defendant, by and through undersigned counsel, and respectfully request this honorable court to dismiss the indictment in this case based on selective prosecution. Which means, why y'all taking me and y'all not getting anybody else? Hey, bro, little Johnny, come behind that tree, bro. Hey, Joe, come behind that car. We caught. This is another problem that I have with these guys and the way that they present the law on this internet.
Lawyers.
Because he's telling you that a motion for selective prosecution is a snitch document. He's basically saying that this was filed to incriminate Young Thug and Birdman, when in actuality they were already incriminated. The information included in this motion to dismiss is information that the state is alleging.
In the indictment.
And Pee Wee Roscoe is saying, okay, if y'all are saying that all of this stuff happened.
He said Pee Wee Roscoe is saying it, but his attorney is filing it on his behalf saying it.
Charge. That's just a way of saying y'all fishing. Y'all don't have anything. Accusing them of selective prosecution forces them to give you full details. You can't say me and two other people did a crime and I'm the only person charged, and then say I'm
okay. So just what I said, you can't say that I'm getting arrested for this, and there's 4 or 5 of us, but you chose me out of the bunch. No, I ain't going out like that. But I ain't pointing fingers at my brothers, but I'm just saying it is a precedent, and it is a statute in a precedent that says if you can prove selective prosecution, y'all remember this stuff, because you might be in a situation where they just single you out and you have to tell your lawyer who's a public defender, hey, because I sure wrote it down. Hey, you're my lawyer. I want you to file a motion to dismiss. Yeah, because they're selectively picking me out of the group and they didn't file on nobody else. So they had everybody else in the information they provided to the court. They only picked me. So what's up with that? You selectively prosecuted me. And that is against the court system and some precedents that are in section so-and-so and file A and section so-and-so in 1999 or whatever. You just, hey, get on your job, lawyer. You have to, you got to make your lawyer work for you. You need to tell them what to do sometimes. You got to get this information and you tell your lawyer what they need to be doing. I have a case right now that I'm going to use that selective prosecution. Yeah, I picked up the phone. I said, yeah, hey, attorney, so-and-so, give me a call because I want you to file selective prosecution, because here they bring up something from way back in the day, over 20 years ago, put it in my file, and it's not even on my record. You can't find it nowhere. You can't search and find it. Yeah, and they had it in my file and just bum rushed me when I went to court. Yeah. So I want you to use that and tell them they don't have a preponderance of evidence, but they selectively chose that to put it in front of my face to scare me, and I ain't a Negro that can be scared that easy. But you need to file a motion. You got 3 months. I go back to court. File that motion, girl. Let me put you to work. You got to make your attorney work for you. You don't sit back and put your life in somebody's hands and you don't tell them what they need to be doing, or get rid of your attorney. And I know it's not a wise thing to represent yourself, but if you represent yourself, don't take the stand. They can't ask you questions. They're just going to have to build their case. So yeah, y'all can hire me if y'all need some advice. You know, you want to stay out of some trouble. But anyway, let me let you hear this.
A snitch because I'm asking, how come they not charged if y'all alleging that we all did this together? That's common. Anybody is gonna ask that. And once I ask you that, if you cannot provide me with a valid basis, then that's grounds for my case to be dropped. This is not a statement against anybody. And I'm gonna break it down some more. Let's go.
I know y'all ain't lying.
This is Ceddy Nash again.
Not possible. In support of this motion, defendant respectfully shows as follows. Proposed findings of fact. Defendant Winfrey turned himself into authorities on 6/1/15 in Cobb County, Georgia, for an incident that took place on 4/26/15.
So Pee Wee Roscoe had a RICO indictment, racketeering, 2016. He turned himself in.
Pee Wee Roscoe was indicted for RICO before this came about. So that means someone else has already said that Pee Wee Roscoe, Young Thug, and Birdman carried out this hit, which led to Pee Wee Roscoe being charged for racketeering. It's crazy, but let's keep going. He loves to twist up little things.
Talking
but
about
if you
Ceddy
notice,
Nash,
he'll twist something up on this page, and then he goes to the next page and he'll twist something else up to fit his narrative. But those two things are legally impossible when it comes to things that you can put together in order to make a case. But let's keep going though. Like I said, we gonna shut this all the way down.
However, throughout the racketeering indictment, the state alleges that Jimmy Winfrey, Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, and Brian Williams, aka Birdman, were involved in the shooting of the tour buses that belonged to Dwayne Carter, aka Lil Wayne. Really? How did they figure that part out?
Now, Ceddy is saying, how did they figure that part out? As if he is implying that Pee Wee Roscoe told them this.
See this?
And that's more of the
This brother, what Ceddy Nash does, he's a little instigator that catches those people that are fishing. And he tries to insinuate, because this filing was done, that Pee Wee Roscoe was snitching Birdman and Young Thug out, when all along the prosecution wanted that to happen. They left those other two out because basically they didn't have a case. You know why? Because they didn't have a witness. You know why? They didn't have evidence. They didn't have a preponderance of evidence, but they'll lock y'all Negroes and us Negroes up to make money off of us so that we can pay a bond, the bondsman eats, pay court costs. Even if you get it dismissed or not dismissed, the court eats, make the DA famous or the attorneys, the public defenders famous. They get paid a little something because they turn around and send you the bill, even though they say you have a right to be represented at no cost if you don't have an attorney, but then they send you the bill later on. It's all greasing the court's back. It's the way they've set up the system to make money off of us since we've been getting lynched. They set the system up so we will fail. They make it so we'll fail anyway. Then when they arrest us, they don't let us out by putting a bail on that's so expensive or no bail. Then they know a person doesn't want to go back to jail. So after you spent 60 days, even 3 days, and they offer you on a silver platter, oh, you don't have a case. But if we could just grease the pig and pay court costs, we'll dismiss it. You can go to a few classes, and you think to yourself, oh, they're offering me something great. I may be innocent, but at least I don't have to go to court. I don't have to worry about coming back into this jail. It's not my fault, but let me just get this behind me. So if you don't have any patience or you don't have any know-how, you'll accept whatever they give you. And then they give you the same story they give everyone else that comes in there. Well, it's just this kind of situation. Sometimes you just got to grease the pig. Somebody told me that one day, and I let him talk and sit in front of me. It was I don't know who he was, prosecuting attorney or somebody else's attorney pretending to be their attorney, but really they were the prosecutor. And I said, listen, I was not supposed to be arrested. I'm not guilty. You can take anything from 20 something years ago and try to take me to court about it. It ain't on my record. You find it. Oh, how'd you get it? I don't know. I don't care. But nobody can get this information unless a jail asks for records to be opened up. You want to use this information from 20 something years ago that is not related to this case, then you using some selective stuff ish. So you have to know that and this is why the devil fights me, because I bring out this information and I expose it so to help the next person. And the devil's just mad because the RICO trial Fannie Willis tried to bring didn't amount to anything. And most everybody started getting pleas back to back to back to back to back. Because one thing you got to remember is that God is in control. God is in control. And the devil is on his leash. And the devil can only go as far as God lets him. If I got the devil on my leash, which he's on my leash too, you got to know what's inside of you. And know that the devil is on your leash. And I know I'm going to get attacked behind this. I just got attacked the last couple of days ago. But, we bounce back from those attacks. But this information has to come out. So when we have jokers that are trying to get in the middle of people's business and their success, and they're doing it in an underhanded way so they can get views, clout, money, success, fame, then guess what? This is the ass whooping that they need to get back from you all. And if they don't pay attention or humble themselves, they will lose their subscribers and go all the way down to where they started. That's what humbling is called. See, the Bible says that he gives grace to the humble, but he brings down the proud. Here we go.
Like I say, this is why the video that Jake made about him was so damaging, because he said that you aren't credible. This is all malicious. Basically, this is what he said. Said he putting these schemes together maliciously for content, basically. And here you are, you abusing the audience, bro. This audience comes because they look to you for the facts and the right information. And here you are providing them with misleading information simply because you don't like the person on the other end. These guys got you spiraling, bro. You trying so hard to prove yourself right that you making a fool out of yourself.
This link is going to be in the description. Let me get to this point that I want to get to. It's around 29 because I don't want this to be a very long video. Let me start at about 25 because there's a couple of things I want to point out that Ceddy Nash does. He fills in the blanks, adding stuff. Check it out. Hold on one second. At this time, while you guys are waiting, take the time out to like this channel, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell because I don't go on live at certain times. I don't have a schedule. So hit the notification bell so that you can get videos like this. Okay? So what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to show you how Ceddy Nash adds to the story. Then I'm going to get to the point I was making that Ceddy Nash has taken responsibility for starting the rumor about Gunna being a rat. Thug didn't start it. Thug actually said something more positive in the beginning. But it got leaked out, and guess who started it? Ceddy Nash. And I had put that in my video, and I said, we know who started it. But it was just a little clip I heard, but I didn't know for sure if I was right. So this is all alleged, okay? Listen.
Is met because there's no justifiable means for doing so. This was clearly a selective prosecution. Clearly, they charged Pee Wee Roscoe because they were hoping that him being charged would influence him to tell on Birdman and Young Thug.
Now, this is the commentator, Mr. Blake. And
say, yeah, Birdman called me and told me to do it. Young Thug told me to do it. That's all that this was about. He read all of this information to y'all as if it was Pee Wee Roscoe's attorney giving new information to the court.
So really what Ceddy Nash did was read this filing of selective prosecution, and we went over that. He read it to the people, and he added some things into it to make it seem like Pee Wee Roscoe was snitching. on Birdman and Young Thug, which was not true. Then he added, at first he ran with the scenario that Young Thug was snitching, but Young Thug was just talking about this because it was old news by then. Young Thug was talking about it to the police in the interrogation video. But you guys, if you had followed the trial, the interrogation video, it came out during the Young Thug trial. So for Ceddy Nash to bring it back out like it was something new, you got right before his album dropped, that was malicious. These things that some of these bloggers are doing are malicious things. And God is not like ugly. I'm just going to put it to you plain like that. God don't like ugly. And we're living in a time where justice doesn't take a long time for it to catch up to you. It used to be, God, when that person gonna get what they deserve? You be thinking like that, or you get your mind off of it and don't happen for months, and all of a sudden something happen, boom, 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 boom. But now we're living in time where stuff is speeded up, it's sped up, and it's going so fast that you do something next week, the person you talked about was chosen, and you ended up locked up, and you want to. First thing came to your mind was, dang, I did say something malicious about this person, trying to damage their character or have people thinking lies about them. Y'all wicked people do that. Yeah, you listen to me right now. Some of y'all witches out there, listen to me right now, are going to go try to cast spells. Those spells you try to cast on me are going to come right back to you. That ditch you try to dig for me, you're going to dig it for yourself. I'm warning you, don't do it. If you're going through enough as a witch because you're a witch and you're serving the devil, then don't try to cast a spell on me. Let me get to this. This is where DJ Adademiks start talking. Hold on.
Yeah.
DJ Adademiks.
Things that we have to support.
Right here.
Hold on.
He says, I'm going to call Pee Wee Roscoe.
No.
Listen, DJ Adademiks says, let me call Pee Wee Roscoe, because remember when I started this video out, I said DJ Adademiks, Ceddy Nash, and Jake 1090 were on the phone call. Jake said, I don't care who's snitching on who, I'm in Paris somewhere. And then he found out everybody broke the story. Why? Because Ceddy Nash leaked some stuff and everybody was on it. And Ceddy Nash wanted to get the bravos and the viewership. And I don't know, allegedly the DAs put some stuff in the wrong person's hand because it's not working. It ain't doing a good job. Anyway, let's go.
Oh?
He can't be at the pool. He can't be at that. What are you talking about? He can't be around your stuff.
You probably got like a mask on,
And you know what? What got me with this? Let me stop right now. Adademiks got his phone and said, let me call Pee Wee Roscoe and get him on the phone. And the phone went doo-doo-doo. And the number didn't answer. So then he says, you know what? Pee Wee Roscoe, oh yeah, he's at the album release party with Young Thug. Immediately, Ceddy Nash said, oh no, he can't be around Young Thug. He can't be around Young Thug. You know so much about them, Young Thug, that you just quickly say stuff just so you can have some credibility, and it's really making you look bad, Ceddy Nash. I'm giving you this slight video because I'm on your tail, bro. I am. But this is like a little warning before destruction video, so you kind of clean your act up. Because when I get on you, I don't want to be on you, and I don't care about being on you. But when stuff drops like this in my lap and I'm not looking for it, I'm trying to move on from this, then it's God that's on you. It's not me. It's God. It's not me. I ain't nothing to do with God's business unless he just puts it in my head and puts it in front of my face. I got to do my job. Got to do my job. So anyway, said DJ Adademiks is playing a mind game because he's smart. DJ Adademiks, what I like about him is he's trying to have relationships with the hip hop community, not find fault, not just feed the grubby worms that want to feed off the flesh of people with success, bring them down the best they can, and say things that will cause them to not have the positive people or the positive words coming out of people's mouth, have people feeling skeptical about people just because they say something. The grimy folks, the ones that find the bottom of the bucket people, like the one that right now is on Tasha K Live talking about Stefan Diggs and how he sat in the car with dude and he was, he was doing some things in the car. Negro, any real brother would have been out that car taking an Uber or a cab. How did you end up in his house? How did you say, oh, he went upstairs after he licked in my ear and I went down the hallway saying, oh, if I have to fight my way out, why in the heck are you in the house? But that's a whole nother story. See, you told on yourself right there. You a big liar. And I'm telling you to your face, liar. And Tasha K, she's grimy like that, but she don't sit up there and act like she believes in it. She let them talk. They want to talk, and she makes money off them talking. But, she learned her lesson a little bit with Cardi B, but I ain't on her tail. I'm on Ceddy Nash right now. Ceddy Nash. That's who I'm talking about right now. Ain't that what nobody is? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But listen to DJ Adademiks.
Nah, he's too messed up right now, but he ain't there.
So Ceddy, and by the way, I do respect it if this is what it is. So I'm not. So I watched the whole 1090 Jake video, and I said, damn, he made some compelling points, right? It does look like something got orchestrated, right? And then now I was thinking, I'm like, damn, did someone pay? I was thinking it was Gunna that paid you or something. And then some people I see were saying, they were like, oh no.
DJ Adademiks said, did somebody pay? Maybe it was Gunna that paid you. He just threw it out there. Listen, he's talking to Ceddy Nash. Now, 1090 Jake is on the line too, and he's just quiet.
Ceddy always sides with the rats. Like, I guess.
He even said, Ceddy always sides with the rats. Maybe, or no, that's because Woody's your friend. So, no, you're not siding with the rat. Oh, he's throwing major shade. Listen.
You're friends with Woody, right? Right?
Hold on. We're going to say that again.
But he ain't there.
So Ceddy, and by the way, I do respect it if this is what it is. So I'm not. So I watched the whole 1090 Jake video, and I said, damn, he made some compelling points, right? It does look like something got orchestrated, right? And then now I was thinking, I'm like, damn, did someone pay? I was thinking it was Gunna that paid you or something. And then some people I see were saying, they were like, oh no, Ceddy always sides with the rats. Like, I guess because you're friends with Woody, right? Right?
Yeah, that's a little bro.
Okay. So I said, maybe that's what it is. And then I was like, well, maybe he got paid because I'm listening to the video that tonight did. But as you're saying it now, it seems like you're telling me, yo, this ain't about money. This about they played with me, and when you played with me, this what happened.
Yeah, 100%. So let me simplistically
make. What Ceddy Nash is saying, he's confirming with DJ Adademiks. It ain't about money. 100% is they play with me, and I put that on my video clip. He said they ought to know when they see my name, they got to give me my credit. Well, he was mad because people didn't give his credit because he had came up with all that paperwork. How did he get it? Because them slime balls released it to him. Who are those slime balls? Allegedly, we don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I have a thought. I believe I know who did it. So you already know what I think. So anyway, going on.
This for you real quick. If a nigga play with me, you better be ready to go for the head. That's how you killed Thanos. You cut the head off. He didn't aim for the head, and he should have did that. You see, the thing is this. These cats get to talking and sparking it and acting like they all cool, acting like they tough and all that cool. I don't play the tough guy. But one thing is, I'm the reason why niggas call goddamn Gunna a snitch.
And now we getting somewhere. You hear him?
Y'all hear that?
I'm the reason why people call Gunna a snitch. So
he said it out his own mouth. Y'all want to hear that again?
Yeah, and he should have did that. You see, the thing is this. These cats get to talking and sparking it and acting like they all cool, acting like they tough and all that cool. I don't play the tough guy. But one thing is, I'm the reason why niggas call goddamn Gunna a snitch.
And now we getting somewhere. You hear him? I'm the reason why people call Gunna a snitch. So he is taking pride. He's not even doing this because he's trying to give y'all the real. He's taking pride in the fact that he can say something and a bunch of people will take his narrative and run with it. This is a power trip. This is a clear power trip. He's just happy that I can say somebody's a snitch and everybody gonna run with that. That's all this is. Why would you be saying you are the reason people call Gunna a snitch and be proud about it? But in your latest videos, you saying Gunna ain't a rat. Well, I thought he was, but nothing that he said was used in court, so he's not a snitch. That's not how it goes, bro. And it's sad.
It's sad. I want y'all to hear that again.
What happened? Yeah, 100%. So let me simplistically make this for you real quick. If a nigga play with me, you better be ready to go for the head. That's how you kill Thanos. You cut the head off. He didn't aim for the head, and he should have did that. You see, the thing is this. These cats get talking and sparking it and acting like they all cool, acting like they tough and all that cool. I don't play the tough guy. But one thing is, I'm the reason why niggas call goddamn Gunna a snitch.
And now we getting somewhere. You hear him? I'm the reason why people call Gunna a snitch.
So that's it. That's what I wanted to get to. Now, the last thing that Mr. Blake closes on is Ceddy Nash's paperwork himself. And this video is almost 1 hour long. I got to wrap it up before this hour's up.
Under the bus, but they all fighting for clout. So when Ceddy says, "Oh, I'm the reason why they call Gunna a snitch," then the Great White Blood got to chime in. And Ceddy talking all this Thanos, man. You the cop calling Crip. You ain't no Thanos, man. You the cop calling Crip. Thanos was unstoppable. We got you on here lying, saying that paperwork is fake because you are afraid to go get the real paperwork because it's going to expose you. That's not Thanos style activity. Go get the real paperwork and prove that my paperwork is fake, and then you might be on some Thanos time. In the meantime, you getting stepped on, bro.
If you remember,
Really?
remember when you got that audio from Young Thug and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Who audio dropped first, yours or mine?
Shit. Again, we don't play the drop shit first. We just.
You got to throw me in the mix too, because I was in that bitch when that first came out.
Great White Blood background dance.
Okay, here we go. When that Young Thug interrogation stuff dropped, he is so concerned. Well, who dropped it first? First, he getting some. He think he getting some badges pinned on him because he said he the one that brought out the Gunna snitch. See, you started that beef. You started that beef with Young Thug and Gunna. It was not going to be a beef because I think I clearly remember, and somebody can find that for me, the Young Thug was looking over it, wasn't saying much about it. You started that beef. You did. Now he turns around and says, who dropped this stuff first? When the interrogations videos start coming out, because we know who dropped them. Guess who started chiming in? They've been silent all along. Ain't that just like those folks sitting back in the cut the whole time on the call, waiting for their little snake tail to get in there and pounce? 1090J. Let's hear it.
Shit. Again, we don't play the drop shit first. We just.
You got to throw me in the mix too, because I was in that bitch when that first came out.
1090J.
Great White Blood background dancing, background singing. Well, you got to throw me in there too, because I was in there when it first came out. Man, listen, Ceddy is taking the credit as the person who released it. DJ Adademiks ain't slow. Look, we never take the credit for being the first person to drop something, because he don't want that on his reputation as the person who, caused this damage to these people's careers. He trying to create business relationships, not do anything for quick money and content, because that eventually runs out, which the Great White Blood and the cop calling Crip are now finding out, which is why the Great White Blood is trying to say Thug ain't a snitch and clear his name, because he's trying to maintain that relationship. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, this dude talking about, I'm the reason they call Gunna a snitch. Oh man, like, this is sad.
So look. When that exclusive came out with the audio of Gunna being called a snitch and Young Thug saying don't mess with him and all that, remember that part.
See, nobody remembers the part when Young Thug said when it came out, do not put your hands on my boy. All they remember is Young Thug being hurt and saying, man, he ratted on me. He left me there to hang out to dry. We was in it together. We could have beat this case hanging in there together, but he left me. So he left me with no choice but to try to duke it out as much as I can and hurry up and take a plea, because they finna hang me now that he done left me. Even if he does not testify in court, they gonna want to hang it on that one person. And Gunna was not going to get no life sentence, no extra death. Gunna had never did no time like that. But he did what he thought that his lawyer told him to do. And not getting off the side, but I want you to point out this fact. I wanted to point out this fact. The Young Thug said, don't touch him. Don't mess with him. And now, Ceddy Nash is bringing it out. That he's the one that started it. He's the one that got all these people's career in a tangle and a turmoil. He's the one that ished on Atlanta and had everybody at each other's throats. He's the one. He's King Slime. He's the most dangerous. He's the one if he get a burner in that jail. He's the one. He's King Slime. He's gonna be a threat to the community. If he gets out, he's gonna talk about this one and put this one against the other one and tell lies and mix stuff up. He's the one. King Slime. He's the one, Your Honor. He's the one.
I threw that out there, right? And then you got the rest of it. So what ends up happening is, calls get made, people get the begging and all this shit. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hold off on these calls then. Young Thug was warned before all of this stuff happened.
Wait, niggas is copping please on your line? No way. Steady, stop the cap.
Adademiks, man, listen, sir. I'm gonna tell you like this. Why the hell you think Pee Wee Roscoe disrespected me twice for that live stream? If I'm a nobody.
And this is how dumb these guys are and how illogical they think. A person disrespect. He said, why do you think he disrespected me if I'm a nobody? He disrespected you because you are a nobody. He disrespected you because you've been covering their case and making up storylines and leaking phone calls and doing all of this stuff while pretending that you doing it because these guys started with you. Nobody from YSL was thinking. You just said you are the reason people call Gunna a snitch. So you inserted yourself into these people's situation. No matter how you try to twist it or turn it, I'm a blogger, I'm a reporter. You inserted yourself. When you decided to report on this story, you inserted yourself in their business. And it's giving informant vibes. That's why he called you an informant. That wasn't disrespect, that's facts. We asked for your paperwork and they said that the public interest in maintaining confidentiality outweighs the public interest in releasing the documents. And the documents that they did release to us show that you are a cop caller. So he was dead on accurate with that. He was dead on accurate with that.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
You just delusional, bro. This dude delusional, man. He's really trying to make it seem like he's talking about Young Thug was warned. Bro, nobody paying attention to you. You knew that you had this phone calls and stuff, so you were trying to force yourself on these guys. And basically saying, if y'all don't give me my way, then I'm going to just go this way. If y'all don't give me content that I can make money off of on a friendly tip, then I'm going to release these calls. I'm going to get my content one way or the other.
Guys, let me just say this. Byron Blake broke it down. Get this entire conversation. I can't take credit for it, but I can just take credit for just being in the position and it dropping in my lap. A lot of these people have talked about some of this, but this particular video crossed my pathway and I said, I'm going to watch this and check it out. And you said Young Thug was warned. Well, Ceddy Nash, you've been warned because I'm on your ass. So straighten up and fly right. And like I said, I'm not going to make this an hour. I got 70 seconds left. Y'all like this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and please share it if you can. I'm getting ready to end this video. I am out. This is Graceful Exposure. Thank you for tuning in. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Oh, it's almost 1 hour, y'all. Bye now.